I don't know, I'm just recording. We're back. What's up? I don't know. We're just talking. It's 10:30 something. It's a reasonable time tonight. It's a reasonable time. Why am I here? I don't know. This is just like my outlet, I guess. It's an outlet for um ideas that I feel like I can't really bring up naturally in a normal conversation. Like I think originally the channel kind of me recording started as like a, what do you call it? A means of socializing and synthesizing my thoughts and trying to get feedback from it in a way, I guess, in a way, because I was using it as a replacement for social interactions and stuff. But I mean, if we check our calendar here, like I've got stuff. I've got stuff happening. I've got a social life, I guess. So that's why I haven't been uploading as much, I think, because I can test these ideas and thoughts and stuff that I have against the real world and real people and see and get like, I don't know. It's easier for me to test the shadow that I cast on the world with real people, I guess. But there are still, there's still some things that are so personal and so they would have to sit there and listen to me for 15 minutes explaining the situations and why I've come up with the ideas that I've come up with. And I mean, that's kind of what this is. I literally sit here and talk for 15 minutes and there's no social gap. There's no need to try and understand someone else or check if they're engaged or any of this. I could just talk. So why are we here? Why are we here? Girls, again, obviously. Girls, obviously. So silly. Such a silly thing. Yeah, I'm about to graduate I don't know where we're going with this, to be honest, but I'm literally graduating in about 2 weeks. So that's exciting. That's exciting. I have no job, nothing planned. So I'm just gonna go back home. Chud loser type behavior, But it's okay. And I rationalize it to myself, it's okay. The job market's really hard right now. CS is a bad degree to get into. The whole landscape is changing and it's a hard situation that I've been put in, so it's okay for me to step back and disassociate a little bit, I guess, and not try as hard as I probably could be to get a job, because the market's so tough and because the world is so horrible right now. But I should still try, there should still be a semblance of wanting to try. But that's not really the main focus of why I've started recording in the first place. Why have I started recording? Girls. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm low-key not sober. I just came back from an SWE banquet. Society of Women Engineers. So we're not entirely sober. I was supposed to go out tonight with the same people that I was hanging out with there, but they never responded. And hurts a little bit, but I think I'm mature enough and kind of like okay and value myself enough to be like, it's all right. It's not a big detrimental thing. I feel like this normally would take me out, but we're doing all right. We're doing all right. But yeah, okay. So college, graduating, wrapping everything up, and I'm kind of trying to come to terms with everything and realizing that, wow, in the 4 years of the college experience, the alleged golden years of your life. The best years of your life are in college. You know, 4 years of this baloney, and I don't know. I'm I definitely have grown as a person. I definitely have grown, but there's still aspects of it like, wow, golden years. You find your significant other in these 4 years. This is the main point I'm trying to get at, I guess. 4 years, you meet your significant other, something something, blah blah blah. I don't know. There's so many stories and real life anecdotes of people meeting their one in college, and here I am, 4 years later, still single, and still never truly been in a real relationship. Like, I was in a relationship for a month, like freshman year, like early freshman year. So like, are we really counting that? Are we really counting that, guys? I feel like my consciousness wants me, like me as a human with an ego and everything, wants that to not really count as a real relationship because it failed or whatever, and because it wasn't any good, and it only lasted a month. Freshman year, kind of short, like, I don't want to count it. I don't want to count it. But I also think there was value in it, and it did help me realize things about myself and relationship things. Yeah, at least a little bit, like wanting to set boundaries and whatever else comes out of relationships. I don't know. I don't know. But I think I also got similar experiences and similar lessons from not real relationships, just situationships or talking stages or whatever. I was still able to take away useful lessons and stuff, and I feel like I have grown as a person as a result of them. So, despite it being 4 years of no real relationship, I can still, there's still lessons to take away from it, and I definitely have grown as a person as a result of these failed relationships. Um, let's get into this newest relationship. I guess 7 minutes into the video, and I have not talked about the main thing that I wanted to talk about. I'm just trying to update you guys on my life, I guess. I don't know, update me on my life, I guess. No one watches these anymore, which is good. It's good because we've returned to a normal state of the original purpose of the channel was just supposed to be a video diary, right? 7 minutes, 8 minutes into the video, let's talk about it, bro. This girl again, okay. Part of this friend group that I'm a part of, this like main friend group, I would say. And, same old, already in a relationship, long-term relationship. Happy for them, it's going great. They're long distance? I honestly, I don't even know. I don't think they started long distance, but I think they're long distance now. But this isn't important. Or maybe it is. I really don't know. Is this a sign of ADHD? Just talking about whatever. It's so hard to tell because I'm under the influence, It's hard to tell what is my real normal state of existence and what is affected by substances. And maybe that's part of my own fault. Like, I really should just stop them. But anyways, girl, long-term relationship. But throughout, I've gotten more and more integrated into this group throughout senior year, throughout my entire senior year. Yeah, and they were a group for years before, like, since sophomore year, probably, at the very least. But I really didn't get integrated into this group until this year. And so this girl comes along, it's so messed up, man. Exactly, my type. My type, what is my type? To be honest, bro, it is blondes. I can't lie to you. It's blondes. Something about it. I don't know. It feels like an unattainable goal. Like all my situationships and closeness I've gotten with people, it's never been a blonde. It's never been a blonde. And that's such a silly, superficial thing. But ow, that's not true. That's not true because there was a situationship with a blonde that I had, but it never really went anywhere, and it was pretty bad for me, and that hurt me a lot. Um, she was not good to me, but I guess there was a situationship with a blonde, but there was never any real relationship. This idea of real relationships, I guess, like putting a label on things. But anyways, my preference is blondes. Sue me, I guess. And I feel like, yeah, my successful situationships, I guess, have all not been blondes. And, maybe that's some social values or whatever, upbringings, whatever. I don't know. There's no point in trying to rationalize and deduce their behaviors or whatever, but anyways, blonde. Blonde girl. I instantly crush on her, but she's in a relationship, so unattainable. But first night I'm hanging out with the group and she's there. It's like there was something there, something maybe. She, went out of her way to take a selfie with me specifically, and over the course of months and these hangouts that we've had, it's not a consistent thing. These are, monthly hangouts maybe that I see her, that she's actually there and I'm there at the same time, like monthly things. I really don't see her that often, but every time that I did see her, there was something there, like feeding me one of her drinks, or I don't know. When we go out, I don't usually order things like food wise, just because I'm not, I eat beforehand. I'm trying to save money. We're being economical. So I don't usually order things, but at the bars, like I low key get hungry. I low key get hungry at the bars, and people order food, and I'm not usually one. I feel bad like taking food from them, and even if it is a shareable thing, like I don't know, not paying them back and feeling like a freeloader, like that's just not me. But you know, recently, a couple days ago, we're hanging out at a bar for lunch or something after our capstone presentations for our CS, because we're all CS. She's CS. Um, she's the president of SWE, which is why I ended up at that event in the first place. But she's there. We were hanging out at this bar, and my food was the last to come out, but she ordered like nachos. Nachos, something shareable, something easy to share with other people. Um, and my food was the last to come out, and she was like, "Oh, did you order anything like before my stuff came out and her stuff came out?" She was like, "Oh, feel free to let's share. I'm not gonna finish this. There's no way I can finish this all by myself." I was like, "Oh no, I did get food." It was like a terrible chili turkey soup or whatever. It was not a soup. That was terrible. It was terrible, let me tell you. But it was pretty cheap on the menu. Like second to cheapest thing on the menu, like you know me, economical, what I just said. So economical about it. And she's like, "Oh, can I use your soup as like a dip for my stuff, or can I?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Sharing food. So ah, who cares, bro? I care, and this is for me. So shut up. But you know, selfies. sharing drinks, like yeah, feeding me her drink. Like what the heck? And then like yeah, sharing food. That was 2 days ago, and then we went out after, and I make her laugh. I'm a funny guy. Uh, she's looking at me when she makes a joke to see if I laugh. Kind of stuff like that. Like little things. All these little things. This is okay. We'll get to this. We'll get to this. So many little things, especially over the past couple days. Like there's signals. I saw sparks. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I saw sparks. But she's in a long-term relationship, and they seem to be doing good. So obviously nothing can be. Yeah, obviously nothing can be. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's I don't know how long I spent explaining this stuff, but that's kind of where I'm at. Like, oh, there is a spark here. There's good chemistry. We have good chemistry, good conversations. I seem impressive to her. You know, I say funny things. 2 black belts, CS degree. I'm a smart guy. There's stuff which is good. This is good because we can internalize our own values and be happy with what I'm able to project and the person that I am, and seeing that in real time effect, like that magnetism. And I really do think I have like a magnetism, and this might just be all ego stuff, but this could, yeah, this could all just be coming from ego, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like this is my lived experience. I think it's valid. It's valid. It's valid to at least notice these things, like from an objective standpoint. So I can be happy with that. At least I could be happy with that. But yeah, we're doing good now. I don't know. We're doing a little better. Doing a little better. It's been a weird month for me, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. This girl's got me going crazy. All these things, successful successful person going somewhere, SWE president, like my type exactly, physically. Um, she invites me to things, kind of. See, this is the thing. It's all like rationalization, like, oh, kind of. But she really did invite me to this SWE banquet, which is her thing. So maybe there's a little more, um, it's not all just me being there specifically. It's just another person to help out and to support my event that I've constructed. But the banquet was fine, and maybe I overstepped a little bit. It was not overstepped, because it was a funny bit. So basically, after they did all this awards and stuff, it was like an hour to mingle or whatever, and just talk to people. And I'm there with my +1, and my +1. I am their +1. I'm this girl's +1. Um, whole context. We're all friends. Like this girl that I'm obsessed with, my +1. We're all in the same friend group. Like, we're all decent enough friends. And this +1 girl is single, but also kind of scary. Like, she's just getting out the last little bit of college experience. Going out with different guys every night, and that's okay. That's all right. Little scary. Basically, I'm not trying to mess with all that. But anyways, there's this station this mingle station where you can make fridge magnets. And I got my fridge right here. I got my fair share of magnets from travels and friends and whatever, and my grandparents, stuff like that. Let's see. This one's from my grandparents. These are travel ones. These are pictures of my friends on trips that we went to, or whatever. One trip that we went to. But this new one, this one's new, and you know why? Because I made it at the fucking banquet. I swore. Dang it, man. 20 minutes in. 20 minutes in, I swore. That's okay. But yeah, banquet, magnet station, and I make this magnet. And I wasn't gonna make a magnet, but my +1 and the second in command of the SWE club or whatever, we're all kind of friends, and they were like, "Bro, you should make a magnet of her and give it to her, and that would be funny." Because the fridge magnets section was like, it was all of pictures of like whatever of the SWE events and all the stuff that they had done throughout the years, or throughout the year. And so obviously I'm not in any of them because I'm not a woman in engineering, so it's all pictures of them, and it's like, haha, wouldn't it be kind of it would be weird if I made a magnet. And they're like, you should make a magnet of her and show her. And I was like, all right, whatever, sure, that sounds like a funny bit. It's a funny bit, and I'm like putting in effort and making sorry, I choked on my own spit. I'm making a fridge magnet of this girl, bro. I'm making a fridge magnet of a girl. Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? So yeah, so I made a fridge magnet of this girl and showed her, and it was a funny bit, whatever. Got laughs at the table, and it was a good bit. And then but okay, let's say but she told me, oh, you should, like, she liked it or whatever, she thought it was funny, laughed, but she was like, oh, you should keep it and hang it on your fridge. I was like, all right, you don't have to tell me twice, bro. Are you kidding me? So that's what that's doing there now. Magnet of her. And so there's all these little sparks and glimpses of chemistry and things that could be, but can't, obviously. She's in a long-term relationship, college is ending, she's moving away, I'm moving away. It would just never, it could never work, logistically. Which is funny because it seems like, a lot of these situationships that I've ended up in have not worked out due to logistics, not necessarily due to lack of chemistry or whatever. And I guess that's okay. 21 years of my life. At this point, it's just like, alright, bro. Been there, done that, experienced it. Take away new lessons from each one. And I'm able to use these past, previous situationships to contextualize this one. And to not let myself get so caught up in it, Not get so caught up in it. Who am I kidding, bro? I made a fucking magnet of this girl. So silly. I mean, that's really not that big of a deal. But, that's my favorite phrase. It's like double checking that you're still paying attention, even though it's just me talking to a camera, so who cares who's paying attention, because I'm just rambling. But, yeah. Sad to see these little sparks throughout my life just kind of fizzle out or not really lead to anything. Not because of a lack of chemistry or compatibility or whatever. I mean, maybe compatibility. It's impossible to tell because, we only get the surface level idealized versions of these people, right? But I don't know. It hurts me. It does hurt me, but I can be okay with it. It's okay. That's really all. That's all I wanted to talk about. I don't even know if that's gonna make any sense. I've literally rambled for 25 minutes, and I don't know if any of this is useful, but who knows, bro? Who knows? Um, I guess I'll hit the stop recording button now. I don't really have that much else to talk about. So, peace. Thanks for listening. If you did, if not, I'm thanking myself. I'm thanking myself for listening to this. If I end up doing so, but I feel like I just needed a place to get all my thoughts out, and all these little interactions with her that make me seem like there could have been something, but obviously it can't be real. That's really it. That's the cognitive dissonance that I'm going through right now. But there's other things to worry about, bro. I'm about to graduate and hopefully get a job. There's a lot of things to think about. Anyways, peace, peace, peace. Thanks for listening. We're doing all right. We're doing all right.